Hey guys! How exciting is this? This is going to be our very first YouTube post on Maddie's YouTube page. I know that I said a while ago that I was hoping to post the following day or the day after that, but we just got busy, things got crazy. And I also let you guys know that we were going to be starting from the beginning, telling Maddison's story all the way up until today. So we had no plans on having any other babies after I had my son. We had a pretty difficult pregnancy with him. I was on bed rest the entire pregnancy. I had placenta previa, I had a subchorionic hematoma, and I also developed preeclampsia, and I had to have my son a week early. It wasn't until December, around Christmas time, that we actually started talking about having another baby. We had talked about it in the past a few times, but just none of the times seemed right. We actually had some friends over one night, and they brought their toddler with them, and he was the cutest little guy. He reminded me of my son, and basically that ignited our baby fever. Like, baby fever was here before, and then it just went through the roof. We decided we were gonna have another baby. Before we made our minds up completely, though, we did talk about the pros. We did talk about the pros and cons. So some of the cons for us on having another baby, we literally based it on the fact that all of our kids were older. Our son was, our youngest at the time, was 6. He's very tall for his age. All of our kids were able to go on any rides at theme parks, and yes, we based having another baby pretty much on the fact that there were 6 of us. Everybody could pair with somebody, and nobody would be left out of rides, and we thought that our family was pretty much set like that. But then the other side of us wanting to have a baby, we just missed having a baby around. We missed the baby years, the newborn years of just holding them on your chest and snuggling and, you know, having little feet running around the house. And ultimately, that won over the theme park, obviously. All right, so our minds were made up. We were having another baby, and we decided just to start trying. So we tried for several months with nothing was happening. I decided I was going to invest in a ton, and I mean a ton, of OPKs, ovulation prediction strips, if you will. And that basically became my new obsession, peeing on these sticks to see if I was close to ovulating so that we can make this baby happen. Unfortunately, even with the ovulation strips, we were still struggling to get pregnant. In May, we decided that we weren't going to try anymore. It was getting really frustrating, all of the negative tests, and it just happened that in May, my period was late. I took a pregnancy test and got a pretty faint positive on it, and a couple other strip tests that I took as well. It was pretty exciting. We thought this was it. Unfortunately, that pregnancy turned out to be a chemical pregnancy, and we miscarried. It was pretty devastating. We really thought that was it. We thought that us stopping trying was the reason why we ended up getting pregnant, and we felt that was ultimately a sign that we were supposed to have another baby, but that baby didn't stick. we continued trying. The next month in June, I actually found out from my doctor that I was unable to conceive due to a shortened luteal phase, basically a luteal phase defect where the time from conception to the time where you start your period is not long enough for the egg to actually properly implant, so it just every time it'll just keep getting wiped away because there's just not enough time for it to do what it's supposed to do. Again, this was another devastating blow. My doctor wanted to run some blood work, and then she wanted me to start on some medication that would help lengthen my luteal phase. She told me that that was a few months out, and I agreed because we were trying to have a baby and I was willing to wait. But in the meantime, while we were waiting, I decided to go to Google and start looking up ways at home with supplements or vitamins, just any way that I could help my body lengthen my luteal phase through natural remedies. And it turns out that vitamin C can actually do this for you. So I upped my vitamin C intake. I upped all of my vitamin intakes. Actually, I stopped drinking coffee because they say that coffee can have somewhat of an effect on someone trying to conceive, and I was willing to try anything. So we continue trying. I was actually tracking with my OPKs when all of a sudden we got this crazy idea to just sell everything that we own and up and move to Iowa. So yeah, we just decided to sell everything and we headed to Iowa. Now, when we decided this, it was a couple of days prior, and I had gotten a positive OPK, which meant that it was close to me ovulating, which made my ovulation day moving day. So the day that we left and started driving to Iowa was ovulation day. That was the day that we needed to get it on. So we drove for about 5 hours and we stopped in Beaver, Utah, and got this motel room. I'm not sure if it was a Motel 6 or a Motel 8. It was one of the two. It was pet friendly. We had all of our pets with us, of course. There was an indoor pool there. Most importantly, there was a shower there. My husband and I like to joke that Maddison was made in the Motel 6 shower. But anyways, so we were able to secretly get shower time to do the deed in hopes of conceiving. Got up the next day and continued on our quest to Iowa. So we were in Iowa for about a month. We originally were going to move out there to live, but things didn't really work out that way. But while we were out there, we were staying with my dad, and I decided to go use the bathroom, and while I was washing my hands, I just happened to glance over at my dad's electric shaver that he had plugged into the wall, and I noticed that it had a little sticker on it that said BFP. And if you have ever been in any pregnancy groups or any trying to conceive groups, then you know what BFP stands for. I pretty much took this as a sign that I was pregnant. Sounds crazy, but I believe in signs. So on my last day of work before we moved, I was stuck in traffic on the freeway, and I looked over and I saw two cars right next to each other, and I always read license plates, and these license plates just happened to say maybe baby on one of them, and then the one right next to it said possible. And I was like, that's a sign, we're having a baby. And now fast forward to me being in my dad's bathroom and seeing the BFP on his electric razor. Kind of took that as a sign that we were going to be pregnant. But I'm going to end this for now. I have some shopping to go get done. I have to run to the store. But I will post another video talking about my pregnancy, how we found out that we were pregnant, and talk a little bit on that. I will try to post that the day after tomorrow, maybe, or maybe just give me 2 days. I, of course, will let you guys know, but I hope you enjoyed listening to this so far. I've never really YouTube before. I've only posted my TikToks to YouTube and shared those videos. This is more of like a vlog, I guess, which most of my posts on here are going to be more vlog-like than they are anything. And of course, once I'm done sharing our story, in between I'm going to also share about Maddison's autism, her signs, her seizures, signs with those. Yeah, but we appreciate every single one of you that have come to YouTube to hear our story.